welcome back. If you're just tuning in, we were talking with fitness expert and fitness spokesperson Natalie Jill about her inspirational story, how she pretty much turned her life around, revived herself after a pregnancy and gaining too much weight. And now she's made a career out of being a fitness expert and looking and feeling awesome. She's had some great tips. We're going to toss it to her. She's in the studio and she's going to show us how to strengthen our core, because so much of that is so important to relieve any back pain and to have those sculpted abs and the chiseled waist that we all want. All right, Natalie, take it from here.
Thanks, Taylor. So the thing about core is it's not just abs, it's everything. It's your front of you, it's the back of you, it's the trunk, it's everything that holds you together. And strong core not only equals functional fitness, but it equals a flat stomach, abs if you want them, and just being pain-free. And a common problem, especially in women, and especially in women that have had babies, is lower back pain. And when you develop a strong core, you're gonna take away some of that pain. And let me explain what I mean by that. A lot of times that lower back pain is caused from what's called a pelvic tilt, an anterior pelvic tilt, where we tend to have this C curve in our lower back from wearing heels, from carrying a baby, and that is creating a problem that we have a weak core and we feel pain in that lower back. And actually what needs to happen is just strengthening that core, relaxing our hip flexors, and stop being quad dominant. So there's a few exercises I want to show you to help train with that, and ultimately what that's going to do is give you a flat stomach and take away some of that lower back pain.
All right, let's go for it.
Okay, so the first thing is to pay attention to how you're standing. We always stand like this, especially in heels, and to think about squeezing your glutes always, shoulders back, and taking that C curve out of our back so we're flat here. Just by doing that, and if you have lower back pain, you'll notice this, by doing that position, you're not gonna feel that pain in your lower back anymore. So it makes a big difference. So in line at the grocery store, whatever you're doing, concentrating on that stance. The second thing is working on planks. Now, a lot of people say I do planks, but they hurt my back. And that's because they're not doing them correct. So let me show you the correct way to do a plank. I'm gonna come down to the floor here, is to flatten that back while you do it, come onto your forearms and lift up here. What a lot of people do is they'll cave here. That is not working on a strong core. That's gonna exacerbate back problems. So tucking that forward, tucking that under is what feels good, and that is an awesome exercise for developing your core. And what I suggest is you can do these anywhere, doing them, practicing a few seconds a day, working up to a minute or even 2 minutes a day. And when you get really good at that, you can advance and add on from here, doing things like up, up, down, down, even taking it to side planks. But anything plank-based with that position is gonna help, even playing with moving your feet side to side.
Natalie, how long should you hold that position?
So as long as you can, honestly, is key for that.
Go past the burn, right?
But even working on that a few seconds a day to get the hang of it is going to help improve that core strength. You see people doing all these crunches and sit-ups. That is not going to help your core initially. That might help ab development and the way it looks, but to get a strong core, you want plank-based movements and more functional training exercises, which means you're involving your whole body, not just isolating movements.
Real quick, is there an ab exercise you could show us that will help sculpt our abs? I mean, you have beautifully sculpted abs. We all want that. But not only that, I don't like the ab exercises that develop your muscles concave instead of concave. So how do you get the sculpted muscles in your abs and where your abs are pulled in instead of pushed out?
Okay, it's a big question, and there's a misconception there because one, I will say genetics plays a huge role in what your abs look like. Some people get that deep line, some people get a six-pack. Genetics does play a role in that. As far as seeing your muscle, that is gonna come from overall fat loss, and that comes from doing high intensity training and your diet. Diet is critical for that. As far as exercises develop your muscles, if you had asked me 2 years ago, I would have said lots of crunches. I do not say that anymore. I think they're not good for most people for their lower back. So I'm gonna go back to saying those plank-based exercises like I just showed you and then modifying from there. But everything plank and everything functional, fitness directed.
Awesome. Well, if there's a will, there's a way. You've got the tools now. Start today. Thank you so much, Natalie.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break. We got more great guests and inspiring stories and news you can use, and we can come back.